Now, one thing I found fascinating about your new book is the fact that it shows us the world beyond what we've seen, and it shows us countries and places that are influenced maybe by Asia or North Africa or the Middle East. But for the most part, fantasy is very monocultural. You know, you watch a film like The Hobbit, and there are no black hobbits walking up and down, or even Game of Thrones. A lot of not many of the main characters are people of color, and I'm wondering, why, in your opinion, is fantasy so monocultural, and what could be done to change that?
Well, I think there's a relatively simple answer. It's so monocultural because it's mostly been written by white men. And, I'm a 66-year-old white man. Tolkien was I don't know what age he was, but, he was born in the 19th century in England, and he was an Oxford Don. He lived in small English towns his entire life. And we look back on our own history and the cultures and things we were taught, raised up on legends of Robin Hood and King Arthur, and Tolkien was an expert on Beowulf and all that, and that's true of many of the Tolkien imitators. Even the people writing it today are all drawn from the same cultural pool. So that's largely why it is what it's been up to the present. However, I do see evidence that that's changing. If you look at the World Science Fiction Award, the Hugo, which is given every year, and the John W. Campbell Award, which is an award for the best new writer, that's given every year at the World SF Convention. More and more of them have been writers of very different ethnic backgrounds, more and more women, women of color, women from other countries of Indian descent, of black writers like N.K. Jemisin and Nndi Okorafor, Asian writers like Ken Liu. These guys have won the Campbell Award, and they're coming out with books of their own, and they're drawing from different cultural traditions, from their own traditions, be they Japanese or African or Chinese, whatever. Not historical novels, mind you, but fantasy novels, but drawn from that tradition. And some of them are doing very fine work. Now, the question, the impact that they have on the field is largely going to be determined by you guys. I mean, if these books sell, publishers will publish more of them. They'll be made into movies. They'll be made into television shows. And if those are successful, there will be more movies and more television shows. Hollywood in particular is very imitative. If they don't succeed, though, and the books by, the old white guys continue to succeed, then you'll get more books by old white guys. I actually like to think of myself as an old white guy who's really 16 inside, but, there's that.